They buzz them every chance you get to gain possession, then attacking the offensive zone in waves. The Admirals were very good in the O zone against Greensboro the last time out. I think it's also going to play heavy on the power play for the Admirals as Greensboro very aggressive on their penalty kill. Number 2, transition defense. Looking back 2 weeks ago, Greensboro loved to stretch zone, going with stretch passes, trying to split the D for transition offense. Norfolk's going to have to tighten the screws through the neutral zone tonight, take away their transition game. It's a big part of this Greensboro offense. And number 3, race to 4. Greensboro has allowed 4 or more goals in 8 of their last 10 games, including in 6 straight games, averaging 4.3 goals against per game and 3.5 goals for per game in that span, while scoring more than 3 goals just 3 times.
Clearing up a bit of a wet patch behind Alex Worthington. We're good to go. Greensboro in their road white uniforms trimmed in purple and black will bring it into the Admirals defensive zone right through the crease of Worthington. Montgomery fans on the shot on the far side blue line. And it is rimmed around the boards. Picked up on the near half wall following a collision. O'Leary clears it to the middle and Brody Crane takes a hit, dumping it into the far side corner. Yoder is the lone forechecker. O'Leary comes in to support, but it's backhanded through the neutral zone into David Drake's corner. Chased down by David Gagnon into the near side corner below the goal line. There is Yoder back defensively as Gagnon and Drake tie each other up back below the goal line. They make their way back into the play as the Admirals are in on the forecheck in the trapezoid. O'Leary and Crane are at the end of their shift. Newell, fresh off the bench, cuts to the high slot, works to the near circle, rips one into the left-handed catching glove of Alex Worthington for his first save of the night, just 59 seconds into a scoreless game. We've already mentioned one of them. Brad, who are your players to watch tonight?
Yeah, Newell in the first shot for Greensboro. He's my player to watch. Former USHL, BCHL, NCAA, and Slovakian Extraliga champion. 7 points in 3 games against Norfolk this season. And those 7 points in 3 games against the Admirals are his only points he's produced his last 11 games. He has been held pointless in the other 8 contests. And then Christoph Papp for the Admirals. He had points in all 3 games against Greensboro earlier this month. 1 goal, 4 assists, 7 shots on goal. After going 4 games without a point, Papp has notched points in 5 of his last 6 games.
2-on-1 as it gets deflected by the diving Connor Fedoruk. Stops that Greensboro offensive opportunity. Just about a minute and a half into a scoreless first period, Duro deflects it over the boards and into the team benches.
Well, Nick, we've seen early that last chance and Newell's chance, just like we said there with our keys to the game. Number 2, transition defense. This Greensboro team is good in transition. Right here, that 2-on-1 look, good back pressure right there on the transition defense for Marco Reifenberger to get on that stick on the intended feed for Logan Nelson.
18:35 remaining in a scoreless first period. We welcome in everybody tuning in live on local television across Hampton Roads. It's one of our 14 Spot 27 broadcasts. And we've also been informed that tonight's broadcast is the FloHockey free game of the evening on YouTube. So we welcome everybody into the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network. We appreciate you making us a part of your Wednesday night wherever and however you may be tuning in to this new North Division rivalry in the making. After tonight, Greensboro and Norfolk will still have 8 games to play against each other, with Norfolk only having 20 to 23 games remaining in this season. I'm not good at math, so I'm not exactly sure how many games are remaining. But 17:50 remaining in a still scoreless first period. Norfolk trying to find any bit of life to get back in the North Division playoff races. Worthington pokes that puck away from the dangerous area in front. Puck finds its way to the near side goal line, and Worthington snares that out of the air with a left-handed catching glove with 17:37 remaining in a scoreless first period.
Greensboro is ready to start this game. That's 3 different opportunities that they've had so far. We'll take a step back in time here in the Visit Williamsburg replay to see that poke check there from Worthington, but the Admirals not connecting on their passes. We saw that a lot on Saturday, Nick, against Fort Wayne, where we're just kind of standing still and not playing connected hockey right now.
Face off in the near side circle to the right of Alex Worthington. Jaden Duro takes a bump, and a Sheraton Waterside icing is called against the Admirals with 17.5 remaining in a scoreless first period. You can get your Admirals fan starter pack now through February 28th. Get this package with an Admirals Loud Cup, game puck, blanket, and salty bobblehead for just $75. This offer is online only and won't last, so visit our online store to get yours today. And you can scan the QR code on your FloHockey Spot 27 and FloHockey YouTube screen as well. Linesman Evan Knox waiting for everybody to get set, paired up with Mark Dungan on the lines. A standard 3 official system tonight. Now, looks like Nathan Knoll just given a warning on the face-off. Following a no-change situation, the centermen are not tossed out. Finally, we get it down clean as Knoll wins it to Dureau. He is stood up on the far circle by Montgomery, who throws it out in front, and it's backhanded just wide by Greg Smith.
Oh, like I said, right there, just another example. Turnover at the blue line, but right before that, standing still. Greensboro's on their toes, nets off. They're finishing their hits. They're moving their feet. The Admirals gotta wake up here, Nick.
This is a Greensboro Gargoyle team that just got off the bus 3 hours ago, I might add. They showed up around 4:15, not getting a hotel room last night, going straight back to Greensboro tonight. So you mentioned it, Brad. The Admirals got to find a way to take advantage of a Gargoyle team that could be having some bus legs tonight as well.
Oh, they don't look like they are. They could have been, but we're the team right now that's starting to look like we've got the bus legs. So we gotta start moving our feet, playing through guys. Right now that attacking mindset's in Greensboro's favor. They're all over pucks, and we're turning too many pucks over to start.
Whether you're celebrating a win or bouncing back from a tough game, remember you can always win at Beam Light Sauna. Experience the benefits of infrared saunas and light therapy. Detoxify, recover, and recharge. Visit beamlightsauna.com to book your session today. Getting the net replaced behind Alex Worthington, just 17-12 remaining in a still scoreless first period. Norfolk without a registered shot on Nikita Kwap, who only played one of the 3 games that Norfolk faced Greensboro 2 weekends ago. It was Ruslan Hajeyev that started the first 2 games. Nikita Kwap not even rostered on that first game on Friday, as Greensboro needed an emergency backup goaltender for that first game at First Horizon Coliseum before coming here for 2 games.
Yeah, sounds like either a little minor injury or maybe illness or something was going around for the E-Bug situation, but we see it more times than not in this league, Nick.
Puck is down on the far side circle to the glove hand side of Alex Worthington. Both goaltenders wearing the catching glove on the left hand for this evening's matchup. Jack O'Leary on the forecheck in the neutral zone takes his man down but can't earn possession, and it's rimmed around the boards far side to near as Connor Fedoruk sends it the length of the ice. It was not deflected, and it will be another Sheraton Waterside icing called against the Admirals. Just 3 minutes and 6 seconds into a scoreless first period. First 3 games between these 2 teams, as we talked about it on the Cox Mobile pregame show, had lots of energy and action, just waiting for this game to kick off as Worthington snares that long-range blue line shot with his left-handed catching glove for a whistle and a face-off. 16:50 left in a slow-moving, scoreless first period.
Well, come out, I think I can safely say this here, Nick, in the first 3 minutes, 10 seconds of this game. Worthy is showing a confidence right now that I think we haven't seen since early in the season. Couple good glove saves so far. He's moving well. Got that second win of the season, his first since November, last time out. And confidence is a heck of a thing, Nick, and hopefully that transitions over all night here for Worthy.
Gargoyles move through the neutral zone. A near side circle shot gets thrown wide by Artem Borshov. Back to the far blue line. Engum with a nice hit. Sends his man down to the ice in a heap. And Greensboro's forced back to their defensive zone. Backhanded to the near side for Shelley. Shelley straight up the near side. It's deflected on the offensive side of center ice, so there is no icing. Josh McDougall gets back to start the breakout for Jaden Dureau, who finds it off the stick of Andre Sutter. Not far enough for an icing call, so Shelley works from his own trapezoid behind Nikita Kwap. 4 minutes gone in a scoreless first period. The start of a home-and-home series. The Admirals will hit the road tomorrow for a travel day before they face the Gargoyles in North Carolina at the First Horizon Coliseum for Friday and Saturday games. Pap works it to the high slot. Florent near side works it back towards the front. McDougall rips one right into the midsection of Nikita Kwap for his first save of the night. 15:39 remaining in period one.
A bit of a broken play right there, ends up on the stick of Josh McDougall, but a little bit, second time for this line, a little bit overpassing here. I'd like to see Florent go hard to the net, trying to make that extra play through three guys. Gets the lucky bounce to McDougall, who gets first shot of the night on goal for the Admirals.
Face off in the offensive zone for Norfolk. 15:39 left in a scoreless first period, still very early on in this one. And Mark Dungan will send Hebert out of the face-off. It's a discussion between Florent and Pap on who wants to take it. And it will be Brad's player to watch for the Admirals, Christophe Pap, in for this offensive zone face-off on the near circle. Pap wins it. Florent fires one right onto the right pad of Nikita Kwap, and he pounces on the rebound. 15:36 remaining in a scoreless first.
And a little unsure that rebound was Kwap. It didn't look like he knew where that one was going there. Kind of hit him through a good shot through a screen right there from Florent.
Kick to the near side corner. Gargoyles pick it up. Montgomery battled with Christophe Pap, and it's deflected through the neutral zone. Connor Fedoruk has time and space. He's shadowed by a pair of white jerseys back to his own goal line. He'll send it right through the middle, nicely for Brady Florent, who backhands it to an open area on the near side boards. Christophe Pap can't one-hand it in, so it goes back to the Admirals captain, Carson Musser. Back to his defensive end of the near side, up the wall. Fedoruk sends it to Pap. Back to Musser. He'll work over the blue line for Christophe Pap into the offensive zone. Florent avoids a collision, finding Carson Musser joining the play. Into the near side corner, it comes to Christophe Pap, who works to the top of the zone. Pap drops it. Engum walks into the near circle, rips one off the outside of the net, back to Hebert on the far half wall. Cycled behind, Florent tied up by a pair of white jerseys, and it's poked to an open area by the goaltender Nikita Kwap to find Montgomery starting the breakout for Greensboro through the neutral zone. To the near side, it's intercepted by Braden Engum on a delayed offside as well, so it will stop play with 14:37 left in a scoreless first period.
Good couple chances there from the Pap, Hebert, Florent line there, getting the first couple shots on goal for the Admirals, and Kwap doesn't look so sure of those pucks hitting him, so if you're the Admirals, you want to put as much rubber on goal as possible.
You know, for a position such as goaltending that requires such focus, confidence, flexibility, whatever you want to name it, as this one comes out in front of the near side corner now. You know, Nikita Kwap probably put in one of the more precarious positions, but he's a professional NHL-signed goaltender down here with Greensboro. He knows how to take care of his body, but definitely probably wanting a couple extra hours to get off the bus and get ready for tonight's game. Deflected into Admiral territory from the trapezoid. Braden Engum can't find an open area, but he gets it from Josh McDougall. Up the near wall, there's Jack O'Leary at the center ice red line, who drops it for Chase Yoder. McDougall joining the play, walks to the high slot, can't get it from Crane. O'Leary to the far side. Yoder far circle. Takes the shot finally, but Nikita Kwap got back into his butterfly position, flailing around like a wacky fish out of water on Wacky Wednesday, but the Admirals can't take advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Crane could have shot that puck. Again, the overpassing, fire those things on goal. One too many passes from the Admirals.
Greensboro works back on a 3-on-2 transition, intercepted in the high slot by McDougall, and a quick up to the near side for Grant Hebert. Through the stick of Christophe Pap. And Greensboro loses it below the goal line to the high slot. Hebert works it to the top of the far circle. Hebert looking for any option in a blue jersey. Can't cycle it down low. Pops up in the air. And Greensboro works with possession back to their own goal line. Shadowed by Florent. But it's stolen away by Hebert. Back down low to Florent in the corner. Cycle for Pap on the near side at the goal line. Reverses back far side through Florent to the blue line for Fedoruk. On goal, paddle save made by Kwap. And from the far corner, it's backhanded up the wall and out, courtesy of Ryan Richardson. Not far enough for an icing call, so Carson Musser has to deal with forecheck pressure on the near side of his net. Backhands it up for Brady Florent, chucked into the middle for Jaden Dureau, and Reifenberger takes a hit and a high stick on the near side boards that goes uncalled. Battling 1-on-3 with a trio of Gargoyles, and there's Montgomery to start it for the Gargoyles up the near side wall, up to the blue line, not out. Andre Sutter holds it in for a moment, Reifenberger can't dive to hold it onside, but it comes up the near side for Sutter, courtesy of Braden Engum, and it's dumped into the corner, now through the trapezoid, up the far wall. Greensboro starts their breakout down the near side through Montgomery. Engum takes over. Engum crisscrossing with Magnuson. It's in Magnuson's feet, and it's chipped just wide by Zach Fairmouth as Norfolk miscommunication in the high slot nearly leads to a dangerous Gargoyle opportunity. This one thrown through the slot to the near side corner. Reifenberger takes a bump, finding Engum on the reverse from Magnuson. 11:43 left in a still scoreless first period. To the neutral zone, it's too far away from Reifenberger and dumped in by Artem Borshov. Gargoyles are onside, but the puck does find its way back to the neutral zone. Both teams in middle of a line change with 11.5 remaining in period one. Back the other way come the Gargoyles. Blake Biondi will leave it for Denis Gore. Backhanded all the way behind the net of Worthington. Yoder dangerous in the middle. And McDougall starts it up the far wall for O'Leary to the offensive zone. O'Leary drops. McDougall leaves it for Nathan Knoll. Knoll from the far corner looks to the top of the zone, thinks better of it, cycles behind the net for Yoder. Yoder from the trapezoid, push to the far side corner. Looks for a cycle down low. He'll rim it all the way around for Nathan Knoll in the trapezoid. Knoll tied up, trying to draw a holding penalty that he's not going to get. It comes up to the near blue line. McDougall holds it in, but the Admirals vacated the bottom portion of the offensive zone, and that allows Greensboro to send it to the neutral zone. On a deflection, it finds its way back to Greensboro territory. On and off the stick of Chase Yoder over him, but he gets it back. Yoder with a strip and steal, walks to the front. He scores! Excellent work from Chase Yoder. The strip, steal, and score for the opening goal of the game. 10:29 remaining in period one.
The 3 S's, Nick, strip, steal, and score. But how many times this year have we talked about Chase Yoder's willingness to go to the front of the net, make those hard cuts? Pays off there with his 17th of the season. As you see, what does it come with attacking pucks, right? What we said, forced turnovers. Great job there by Yoder. Makes a nice move. Doesn't try to make a pass. He had some options there to try to maybe get a little too cute with it. Screw it. Go to the front of the net. Make the hard, heavy play. And it pays off as he slides that one right through the 5-hole in Nikita Kwap.
1-0 lead for the Admirals. 10:29 remaining in period one.
Coastal Cocktail goal. Scoring his 17th of the season, number 7, Chase Yoder. Unassisted at 9:31 of the first period. Yoder, unassisted at 9:31 of the first period.
Now at the halfway point of period one. Admirals with the 1-0 lead. Worthington elects to play it up the near side wall for Pap, who's got a partial 2-on-1. Pap to the near circle, walks right in. Paddle save made by Kwap. He's got it covered as the Admirals fighting for a rebound that never came off the paddle of 32. That'll take us to our first media timeout. Norfolk with a 1-0 lead over the Greensboro Gargoyles here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Hockey fans, get ready for one of the most exciting days of the season at Scope Arena. On March 7th, it's the return of Guns N' Hoses, where our local heroes hit the ice as police take on firefighters in a can't-miss showdown at 2 p.m. Then, your Norfolk Admirals take the ice at 7:05 p.m. as they battle the Idaho Steelheads in a huge matchup under the lights. Get discount tickets to the game through this ticket deal, and $5 from your purchase will be donated back to the Vigilant Watch. All tickets bought through this offer are good for both games that day. Visit our website or our social medias to get your tickets now. And the Kelly Cup will also be in the building that day as well, working on its tour around North America as the Admirals take a tour of the Gargoyles' defensive zone right now. Engham's shot goes off the blocker hand of Nikita Kwop. The rebound finds its way onto the stick of Jaden Dureau in the corner. Back up to Engham at the blue line. A stutter step at the blue line finds open area in the near corner for Reifenberger on the dump in. 9:20 left in period one. 1-0 lead for the Admirals. Chase Yoder unassisted, getting the first goal of the game. As Magnuson getting an assist on the game on Friday. So Dylan Savenkov still trying to work for his first point as an Admiral. Magnuson up to 2 assists and 2 points. He'll work from the corner, and now that's O'Leary, as Magnuson was the intended target at the blue line, and it's skated out by Greensboro. Off the blocker hand of Worthington, and the rebound steered aside on and off the stick of Greg Smith. Now to the high slot. A rebound shot makes its way to the near side corner, and Greensboro outnumbers in the board battle. To the blue line it goes. It's blocked away by Magnuson and sent to the corner by Greensboro again. 8:30 left in period one. Zach Fairmouth finding support of Anthony Rinaldi onto the stick of the Admirals goal scorer tonight, Chase Yoder. He'll start the breakout for O'Leary, but it bounces over his stick and sent through the neutral zone for Jordan Byro. Now picked up by O'Leary on the back check. He avoids forecheck pressure to work through the neutral zone. Crane, far circle toe drag shot blocked away right into the body of Trevor Zins. And Greensboro dumps it in, needing a line change on defense. 7:50 remaining in period one. Norfolk with the 1-0 lead. Yoder backhands for O'Leary. He has Crane working on a 2-on-2. O'Leary dumps it. Drake joins the play and backhands it through the middle, but it's intercepted in transition by Greensboro. David Drake wasn't a player that I saw coming to join the play, but he got up in a hurry.
Shoot the puck, though.
Yes.
It's the same thing. Another trying to overpass pucks right now.
Drake does have it back in the defensive zone for Josh McDougall. Back to Drake. They'll play catch behind. And it comes back onto possession for Greensboro. Skelly dumps it back for Noah Delmas. Up the far wall. Fedoruk lays a hit right at the blue line, sending David Gagnon into the far side boards, and the Admirals deflect the puck out to Gargoyle territory. Delmas shadowed by Christoph Papp. Papp lays a hit as the puck bounces over the skate of Carson Musser, who has to corral it in the far corner. Starts it off the body of Brady Florent. It's deflected onto the stick of Grant Hebert. Up top, trying to find Florent. Musser joining the play, but the backhander was fanned on. And Fedoruk is back at his defensive blue line to stop that offensive attempt from Denis Gore. Onto the stick of Jaden Dureau at the offensive blue line, but it comes back to Connor Fedoruk. Up the wall it comes for Brady Florent. Florent drops it to nobody at the top of the near circle, and back for Carson Musser back in his defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, not much really to come of a shot right there, but unnecessary drop pass for Florent. Take that thing down low. He's at the end of a shift. Try to bide your time. Let your teammates complete the change. Wait for help to come.
Engham with a perfect read at the blue line, holds it into the blue line. Magnuson, far side, one-timer save made as O'Leary, that was Savenkov rather, let it rip. Savenkov back to Nathan Nolan in the circle. Savenkov into the mixer, out there with Jaden Dureau. So again, the Admirals playing shorthanded tonight as Braden Nicolette's not in the lineup, along with Justin Young on the injured reserve. And Brandon Osmondson continuing to serve his 3-game suspension as Greensboro sends it the length of the ice. It'll be a Sheraton Waterside icing with 5:41 remaining in period number one. Hey, hockey fans, take the action from the rink to Just Birdies, Norfolk's multi-sport simulator bar and grill. Shoot, swing, and score in over a dozen sports or chill with craft drinks and great eats. It's the perfect play after the game. Just Birdies, where every night's game night. So as mentioned, the Admirals playing with one fewer rostered player than they're allowed. Nathan Nolan, Dylan Savenkov on that makeshift fourth line, and that time we saw Jaden DeRose slot in on that left wing position. Admirals work back to their own defensive end. It's stolen away by Logan Nelson, and the puck finds its way around the net of Alex Worthington to the near side half wall. Nelson holds it in below the top of the circle, but it finds its way onto the stick of O'Leary, and Yoder chips it into the near side corner. Excellent forecheck pressure from Crane and O'Leary below the goal line. Yoder comes in supporting. Deflected down below the goal line. O'Leary the intended target. He kicks it up the far wall for Yoder to get to it. Right onto a Gargoyle stick. Through the middle for Tyler Weiss.
That's that play where they like to try to split the D with that pass right there, Nick.
Worthington with a good left pad save, and the rebound clear to the near circle. Now at the blue line. Skelly fires one that's blocked away to the near side at the goal line. Ryan Richardson works to the far circle. No shot taken. It was deflected away by Norfolk. O'Leary using his body as a shield. There is no hand pass in the defensive zone, so it's legally onto the stick of Marco Reifenberger. Battling to try to get it deep into Greensboro territory. He is successful.
Good second effort there from Reifenberger. His teammates were changing, had no help there. And close to a neutral zone turnover, but good effort from 16 in blue to get that thing deep.
Yeah, if Reifenberger doesn't get that deep, there's potential for a 3-on-1 transition the opposite direction. Norfolk can't take advantage of their transition offense at the moment, so 4 minutes remaining in period one. It was a slow-moving start to this period, but now seems like we can't get a whistle for the last 6 minutes as we're overdue for our 10-minute mark media timeout. 3:45 left in period one. Norfolk still with a 1-0 lead. Puck in the far side corner, 2-on-2 battle. Musser and Fedoruk, both defensemen are in there. But Andre Sutter and Marco Reifenberger back defensively covering the front of the net as the puck finds its way to the blue line, kicked onto the stick of Braden Doyle. This one finds its way through Worthington with 3:28 remaining in period one. And Doyle ties it up for Greensboro.
Yeah, just a good sustained offensive zone shift there for the Gargoyles, and nothing crazy with that one. As we take a step back in time with the Visit Williamsburg replay. Doyle just good snapshot, lots of traffic in front of the net. Gargoyles double stacking with a high screen and a low screen, and that finds its way past Alex Worthington.
You know, we always say it, Brad, put the puck on net, good things happen. That is going to be Braden Doyle's first goal of the season as well. So we'll get a fresh puck as he gets that one sent to the Gargoyle bench for a souvenir.
Greensboro goal scored by number 4, Braden Doyle. Assist for number 12, Zach Fairmouth at 16:32 of the first period. Doyle from Fairmouth at 16:32 of the first period.
Admirals working it around the offensive zone. No one on the back door.
Pat made a backdoor pass to nobody. Shoot, shoot, shoot. What did we just say, Nick, on Doyle's goal? No shot's a bad shot.
1-1 tie, and Norfolk is guilty of a Sheraton Waterside icing with 2:53 left in period one. Born Primitive is athlete-driven and Patriot-inspired, creating high-performance fitness apparel built for strength, style, and durability. Check out their full collection at bornprimitive.com and elevate your workouts today. Face-off on the far side circle in Admiral defensive territory following the Sheraton Waterside icing. Admirals win it. Magnuson from the corner starts it for Engum. His pass takes a deflection off the glass on the near side, but Hebert gets it to center ice. Pap is going to chase it with 2:40 remaining in period one. Tied at 1. Yoder for the Admirals. Doyle for the Gargoyles. McDougall works from his defensive zone. Left wing for Pap. Heading to the bench for a line change with Florent. That'll bring out Crane and O'Leary out here with Chase Yoder. Through Crane to the corner. Ties his man up going into the boards. Drake comes back to support. Gargoyles strip it away. Goes through a set of legs and finds O'Leary working through the neutral zone. He'll dump it into the far corner. Yoder, the lone forechecker, slowed up just enough to allow Greensboro An avenue down the near side wall. It's intercepted by Brody Crane, harassed from behind by a pair of white jerseys, and Greensboro works with the neutral zone. Good stand-up hit by Connor Fedoruk. That's his second good defensive hit of the game. Now with 1:50 remaining in a tied first period, Norfolk will come back on the transition. Dumped in as Fedoruk takes a bump of his own from Montgomery, dumping it into the trapezoid. Now red line for Fedoruk to go D to D with Musser, dumped into the near side corner. 90 seconds remaining in a tied first period. From the far corner, Greensboro with time and space. Weiss over the defensive blue line, backhands near side for Borshoff. Borshoff cross ice. Worthington may have made the save. If it didn't, it got off the outside of the net. I think it got off of Worthington's left pad.
He did. He got his left pad going right to left on that one. That was a big save by Worthy. Good transition attack again from Greensboro.
Andre Sutter dumps it to the near side circle with 1 minute remaining in period one. Logan Nelson rims it up the far boards for Weiss. Dumped in at the red line. Greensboro makes a 4-player line change. Engum sends it up the wall, starting it for Magnuson. Magnuson stripped of possession at the blue line. Back the other way comes Greensboro. Right in, and they score. Greg Smith. We talked about it with Yoder, the strip, steal, and score for the Admirals to start the scoring. And this strip, steal, and score for Greg Smith gives Greensboro a 1-goal lead,
Yeah, you can't turn pucks over at your own blue line, plain and simple, and gets Worthington to commit and beats him backhand to the blocker side.
Down to 40 seconds remaining in period one. It was once a 1-0 lead for the Admirals. Now it's a 2-1 lead for Greensboro. It's dumped to an open area. Hebert can't get to that loose puck. It's poked away by Nikita Kwap. And here comes Smith back the other way over the blue line. Far side dump. Cleared around the boards with 20 seconds left. Smith into the near circle, stolen away by Hebert. Backhands for Christoph Papp, up the wall, through the legs of Hebert, dumped in, no icing, 10 seconds remaining. Hebert, far corner, Florent towards the front. Hebert trying to get there, it splits the Admirals' defense. And that'll be it for period one. 2-1 lead for the Greensboro Gargoyles after 20 minutes of play. When we come back, it'll be the Buds, Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. First intermission show here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
And we welcome you back inside Scope Arena as the Admirals, who once had a 1-0 lead over the Greensboro Gargoyles, now trail 2-1 at the conclusion of period 1. And we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right here for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network. It was a slow-moving first couple of minutes of this game, Brad, but then we started to pick up the pace. We didn't even get our 10-minute and 16-minute media timeouts here of that first period. The Admirals getting the scoring started. Chase Yoder with a strip, steal, and score. And then the Admirals conceding 2 goals of their own, a strip, steal, and score in the final minute for the Gargoyles, giving them that 2-1 lead.
That was a rough period, Nick. I don't think there's any other way to put that. Yodes' goal there, he was aggressive, went to the net. Was physical to create that turnover, goes hard to the net. I think a lot of it, the Admirals they had possession and had chances, and they passed themselves right into turnovers. Just way too much overthinking, overpassing the puck. If you're the Admirals, they're going to be talking about that in the locker room. I thought Alex Worthington did his best, had that huge left pad save right there, made a couple of early saves as well, and not much you can do on the screenshot from the point or, the turnover at Shown blue line leading to a breakaway. So, it felt a little too much like the last Fort Wayne game. I think the Admirals really don't have their skating legs, it doesn't feel like. They don't have that pace and that speed that we've seen. We talked about it in the pregame show about what Osmondson brings in that spark. You got to find someone's got to give this bench some jump and a little bit of fire here to get the legs moving and skate like this team's capable of.
And Chase Yoder's lone goal of the period is our Scrimp Shack play of the period. Hard at work, strips the puck away. What does he do? He walks right towards the front of the net, doesn't mess around with it, and shoves it right through the 5-hole of Nikita Kwap for the game-opening goal.
Well, right here, we talked about attacking mindset. That's attacking the puck with Yodes. He puts a body, creates separation. He could have made a drop pass like we saw 10 other times that period that was into pressure, but no, he lowers his shoulder, he goes hard to the front of the net, and he gets rewarded for that. And I'd like to see that a lot more out of this Norfolk team. Be a little bit selfish, right? You don't have to make the perfect pass and the perfect play. You get a chance, you're in a shooting lane, fire that thing or do what Yodes did right there and drive hard to the front of the net, be a little bit more selfish.
And you saw Pap and O'Leary cutting hard to the net. That forced Kwap to play that backdoor pass and allow Yoder to stuff it right through the 5-hole of Kwap for what was once a 1-0 Admirals lead. They lead in the shot category 9-7, but now they trail 2-1 after one period of play. When we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network, it'll be more of the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied. If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia Beach, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
We welcome you back inside Scope Arena as the Admirals currently trail the Greensboro Gargoyles by a score of 2-1 here after 20 minutes of play on the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. Earlier this week, the Admirals spent some time with the Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Virginia at Thurgood Marshall Elementary School. Take a look. big thanks to the Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Virginia for having us out. Ben and Becca doing a good job of getting our Admirals out there to Thurgood Marshall Elementary School and capturing the moment. We'll continue our Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric First Intermission show with some out-of-town scores around the ECHL and around the Admirals organization and affiliates up in the NHL and American Hockey League. We'll stick in the North Division, just a few slate of games here in the ECHL. The Reading Royals and Adirondack Thunder are currently tied at 2 at the end of their first period. The previous opponent for the Admirals, the Fort Wayne Comets, staying out east, and they are currently on the road to the Wheeling Nailers, and they trail 2-1 at West Banco Arena in Wheeling, West Virginia. Out west, the Toledo Walleye and Cincinnati Cyclones just 10 minutes into their scoreless first period, and 4 games yet to get underway. The Bloomington Bison versus the Iowa Heartlanders in Coralville, Iowa. The Allen Americans and the Kansas City Mavericks. The Wichita Thunder and the Idaho Steelheads, the next opponent for the Admirals being the Idaho Steelheads. And later tonight, the Tahoe Night Monsters and the Utah Grizzlies. Utah set to make their way to the North Division next year and rebrand as the Trenton Ironhawks. They're in New Jersey. Up in the American Hockey League, the Admirals AHL affiliate, the Manitoba Moose, currently have a 1-0 lead over the Grand Rapids Griffins at the end of their first period of play. And the NHL is back in action tonight following their Olympic break. Later tonight, it's a 10 p.m. puck drop as the Winnipeg Jets have a matchup with the Vancouver Canucks, getting reset following their Olympic break. As for the Greensboro Gargoyle affiliates, the Carolina Hurricanes are not in action tonight. And it does not appear that the Chicago Wolves are in action in the American Hockey League as well. So we'll take a look at some upcoming games for the Admirals as well. We mentioned this is the final game of a 6-game homestand. We've got 3 more broadcasts here on the Spot 27. Next Wednesday against the Idaho Steelheads. That will be the start of that 3-game series. Another Wednesday, Friday, Saturday set against Idaho. Our final Sunday Family Fun Day will be on Sunday, March 22nd against the Greensboro Gargoyles. And then our final home game of the regular season, Fan Appreciation Night, on April 4th against the Adirondack Thunder. This has been the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric First Intermission show. When we come back, we'll get you set for period 2 here between the Admirals and Gargoyles.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward. That spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
Ready to start period number 2 here between the Admirals and Gargoyles in the conclusion of a 6-game homestand. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network. A 2-1 deficit for the Admirals, trailing the Gargoyles right now. Not a single penalty to speak of, we might add, during that first period, so there are no carryover penalties or power plays here to start period 2 as the team swaps sides. Norfolk in their home navy blue uniforms, trimmed in gold and white. Alex Worthington in the net to our right as the Admirals move right to left across the ice surface. And again, the Zamboni leaving just a little bit of extra water now on the Gargoyles defensive end as Greensboro in their road white uniforms trimmed in purple and black will be moving left to right across the ice surface for period number 2.
Nick, I'm looking for 3 things in this second period here out of Norfolk. Energy, urgency, and purpose out of this Admirals team. They're just 2-15 when trailing after the first period this year, and they are only 1-20 when trailing after 2 periods. Meanwhile, Greensboro is 9-1-1 when leading after 20 minutes. If you're the Admirals, you do not want to go into the third period trailing based on the history of the season so far for when Greensboro leads and Norfolk trails. You got to come out with a little more energy, a little bit more purpose and urgency in this period to get back in this game.
Ready to start period number 2. As Greensboro has the 2-1 lead, we welcome everybody tuning in on our YouTube Live audio-only stream, as well as our FloHockey free game of the week here on Wednesday night action, and on our Spot 27 local TV broadcast here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network. Greensboro is going to strip possession away in the Admirals defensive zone. Cleared out by Magnuson through a pair of legs all the way down. Yoder hard to it, but Quap comes out of his net to send it the length of the ice. Is this going to be an icing call? No, they're going to say it deflected. So we continue on just 30 seconds into period number 2 as Norfolk chips it out to the Gargoyles' half of scope ice with 19:20 remaining in period 2. To the near side for Trevor Zins. Stolen away by Magnuson. He'll start it for O'Leary right in on goal. Pad save made by Quap. And O'Leary rims it around the boards to the near side for Yoder. Best opportunity to start this second period that you could ask for. O'Leary just couldn't put it through the 5-hole of Nikita Quap. Savenkov will dump it in. It's a 6, not an 8, excuse me. So that's Crane dumping it in for Jack O'Leary. Chipped all the way down for David Drake to settle in his defensive end. Up the wall, Hebert. Walks into the zone. Hebert dumps it. Pap fires a shot from the high slot. That's off the blocker hand of Quap. Florent trying to go back up to Pap. And it's chipped off the glass and skated out by Greensboro. Too far away from Weiss, and McDougall through Hebert dumps it in. 18:23 remaining in period 2. Stolen away behind the net. Florent throws it out towards the mixer. It's deflected and gloved down by Weiss at the red line. He'll dump it off the boards and in. Musser pokes it. Kept down low by Nelson. He'll work it to the corner. Weiss walks through the trapezoid to the near side, pressured by McDougall to the near side boards, who plasters him into the glass. It's chipped by Hebert right back onto the stick of Patrick Newell to the blue line. Skelly fires a one-timer that's wide of the near side of the net, and picked up by McDougall, who will backhand it through the neutral zone onto the stick of Andre Sutter. Sutter rims it around the glass, far side corner. It's Christoph Papp. Reverses it up the near side. Carson Musser, strategic to dump it back around the boards, but it comes through him all the way down. It is going to be a Sheraton Waterside icing called against Greensboro with 17:31 left in period 2. Get ready for more hard-hitting hockey at Scope Arena. Your Norfolk Admirals are back home for a huge stretch of games, bringing fast-paced action, big hits, and can't-miss moments to the ice. Visit our website to see our 2025-26 schedule now as the Admirals get set to host the Idaho Steelheads next weekend. Gargoyles win a defensive zone face-off following the icing. Musser has to retreat to the neutral zone as Weiss wanted the stretch pass. Musser starts it in the neutral zone for Jaden Dureau. Back to the near side, Reifenberger leaves it for his captain. Musser drops it at the blue line. Reifenberger has to get back, but it's on to Greensboro possession. And Smith has it stolen away at the top of the circle. Dureau trying to transition quick with Sutter. Dureau walks to the high slot. Harassed by a trio of white jerseys in a transition from Greensboro, stymied by Reifenberger at the top of the near circle. Andre Sutter, the lone forechecker, takes a hard hit from Montgomery. He gets possession for his efforts, though. Throws it out in front, and Crane can't put it on goal. Well, that's the definition of take a hit to make a play. Andre Sutter knew he was about to be lit up by Montgomery. Took the hit to supply the forecheck pressure, got possession, and threw it out in front, but Crane just couldn't find the net frame.
Yeah, Montgomery had no desire. You could see that one coming to trying to win that foot race or go blade on blade. He was going body the whole way, and Sutter took the brunt of that one from the towering 6'5" defenseman.
Savenkov steals it away, starts it for Crane down the near side. Over the blue line, Crane fires one off the crossbar! Drake holds the line, dumps it onto the stick of Montgomery, and it's backhanded out. Onto the stick of Crane, starting it back over the blue line. Crane to the far circle. Backhands it to the corner. Savenkov is there, tries to poke it around the defensive stick of Braden Doyle. And it's chipped out to the neutral zone by Greensboro. Onto the stick of Drake. Stolen away by Anthony Rinaldi. To the top of the far circle, Jordan Byro. 15:43 left in period 2. Norfolk trailing 2-1. Tian Rask moves it to the blue line. O'Leary with a bump, and Drake will move it to the near side for Dureau. Dureau tied up at his Admiral blue line. Possession taken away by Byro. Byro cycles behind Drake into the corner. Tian Rask working to the near corner. Poked out again by Drake, who needs to get to the bench for a line change in a bad way. Dureau over the blue line, backdoor far side. Over the net was Yoder's shot. And Dureau rims it right back where it came from. Chase Yoder's going to be the first one on it on the far hash marks. Trying to cycle it down low for O'Leary. Ties his man up but can't earn possession. Dureau is going to take a clipping penalty of some kind. Not sure if it's going to be kneeing, tripping, or clipping. It is going to be kneeing as the Gargoyle defender realistically jumped out of the way of the hit of Dureau, but the leg of Dureau outstretched just enough for a minor penalty for kneeing.
Yeah, take a step back in time here, visit Williamsburg replay. It's Trevor Zins and going for the hit, misses, and yeah, not much to argue about on that one, Nick. The Admirals will go short-handed here, and they'll be put to work on their penalty kill, which ranks 27th in the ECHL at 76.4%.
Dureau heads to the Admirals beat box penalty box for kneeing. Just a minor penalty. Greensboro working it around the offensive zone. Magnuson with a block shot, and Florent clears at the length of the ice. 14:40 left in period 2. Norfolk trailing by 1. Well, it's the first penalty call of the evening. A Centera Therapy Center penalty kill for the Admirals. Engum turns it over in the far corner, and it goes over the shoulder of Worthington, point blank. Weiss with the power play tally.
Yeah, I mean, Ingham knows it. You can tell the body language going to the bench. It's a bad turnover deep in your own zone, and that's just how it's going for Norfolk, Nick.
14:21 remaining in period 2. It's a power play tally for Tyler Weiss, his now solo team leading 15th of the season and his 33rd point on the campaign. Should be an unassisted tally.
Assisted at 6:39 of the second period. Weiss unassisted at 6:39 of the second period.
So it's the third unassisted goal of the game. The only goal for the Admirals, unassisted courtesy of Chase Yoder. And now 2 unassisted tallies for Greensboro. Now with 13:50 remaining in period 2, it's a 3-1 lead for the Gargoyles. And they'll clear it out of their defensive end into the neutral zone for Carson Musser. Musser onto the forehand of Josh McDougall. Near side corner, Musser. Starts the breakout. On and off the stick of Hebert, it's deflected to offensive territory. Montgomery rims it around the far side corner boards. Florent gets to it, tries to throw it into the middle. It's stolen right back by Greensboro. Now they have a 4-on-2 transition. Dumped it at the near circle, far side. Shot off the right pad of Worthington. And Musser picks out the rebound on the far corner for Drake on the near side goal line. Through the stick of Florent, he needs a line change anyway, so it's deflected into the far side corner. Greensboro picks it right up through the neutral zone. They'll move it at the goal at the center ice red line, And Fedoruk springs it up the far wall for O'Leary through his legs, and Greensboro transitions for a deflection off a shin pad. Back for Drake and Crane to work it out of the defensive zone for Chase Yoder. Yoder cuts down the near side wall, sends one off the face mask of Nikita Kwop, and the rebound picked up by the Gargoyles back in front of their own net. Stretch passes onto the stick of David Gagnon. He'll drop it back. And Denis Gore moves it towards the front. That one's blocked in front by David Drake. A wide open cage, and Drake stops a goal. 12:20 left in period 2. The biggest save of the game so far comes from 55 in blue. Gargoyles back the other way. Nelson on goal. Blocker save made by Worthington. He'll cover up the puck with 12:08 left in period 2. Gargoyles currently now with a 3-1 lead over the Admirals. Here approaching the halfway point of the game on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
.1208 left in period 2. The Admirals will have a defensive zone face-off following the last save from Alex Worthington, approaching the halfway point of the game. Norfolk trailing 3-1. Greensboro with 3 unanswered goals to this point after Chase Yoder got the scoring started for the Admirals. That clearance attempt from Magnuson is off the backside of O'Leary. Through Yoder down the right wing. And Noah Delmas looks for a breakout for Nelson, near side Weiss. And an offside play will stop proceedings with 11:49 left in period 2. For all Wednesday home games, buy a ticket to a Wednesday game through our Winning Wednesdays deal. And if the Admirals win that night, you'll win a free ticket to the next Wednesday home game. Visit our social medias or our website to get your Winning Wednesday deal for our March 4th game now against the Idaho Steelheads. And yes, that is our last Wednesday home game of the season, but You purchase a ticket through that Winning Wednesday offer, and if the Admirals win, you will get a free ticket to our Fan Appreciation Night, the final home game of the regular season against the Adirondack Thunder on Saturday, April 4th. Christoph Papp taken down at the blue line as it's sent up the near side by Josh McDougall. He evidently did not deflect it, so it turns into a Sheraton Waterside icing against Norfolk with 11:27 left in period 2. Approaching the halfway point of the game, we'll take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay to see Christoph Papp being tied up as Norfolk wanted their first power play of the evening that they're not going to get.
We said it for the period, Nick. Energy, urgency, and passion. A couple good shifts before that power play, giving up that third goal. But right now, there's just too many passengers. We got to get some guys going here.
Gargoyles win an offensive zone faceoff. They'll move it along the blue line. Knocked out by Christoph Papp. He'll start it onto the stick of Grant Hebert. Hebert through the legs, works to the far side, leaves it. Papp has it go through his stick. And Greensboro comes on the transition. Smith down the near side over the blue line. His shot off the blocker hand of Worthington, and Papp picks up the rebound in the low slot. Papp taking some stick work from behind, but he moves it down the wall. Florent can't get it deep, and Smith moves it to the left wing. Greensboro walks to the high slot. No shot taken. It's cleared out by McDougall to the far blue line. This one goes off the blocker hand of Worthington, and McDougall works dangerously in front of his own net, but he gets the breakout pass onto the stick of Brady Florent, and it's chipped down by Papp for Hebert to chase in the near corner. Hebert taking a cross check on the hip, almost careening into the boards, but stays on his feet. Can't hold possession with 10.5 left in period 2. Rinaldi from the near side. Cleared around the boards by Trevor Zins. Greensboro almost colliding with one another. There were 4 white jerseys in one small area. They come away with possession. They throw it over the net on a sharp angle shot. It's cleared to the neutral zone, and Zins will dump it right back where it came from. Far corner, Braden Engum, the Boston University product, takes a hit, moving it to the near side through his captain Carson Musser, and Jaden Dureau chips it through the neutral zone. Musser taking a hit from a pair of white jerseys, dumping it back into Greensboro territory. Push down the left wing for Artem Borshov. His shot goes off the body of Worthington. Rebound sent wide. Engum sends it off the near glass and out. Savenkov trying to chase it down. Out there with Dureau and Knoll. It's gloved down by Musser back in his defensive end. Starts it right up the far wall. Turns right into the body of Zach Fairmouth, and a sharp angle shot goes off the pad of Worthington. Musser leaves it for Worthington to cover it up dangerously with 9:24 left in period 2. That'll take us to our second media timeout as Greensboro continues to lead the Admirals 3-1 here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for
that. When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
.924 left in period 2, past the halfway point of the game. Norfolk looking for a spark, trailing 3-1 to the Gargoyles. Rimmed around by Greensboro in the Admirals defensive zone. Out in front, Worthington with a left pad save, comes back out in front, loose in the blue paint, poked at a couple of times. Worthington has it covered on the far side of the net. O'Leary pushing and shoving with David Gagnon back behind the net. Trying to clear out the front of Alex Worthington's net. And I don't know if that's friendly banter or not, but Worthington having quite a discussion with Blake Biondi in the crease.
Well, that whole thing starts, and we've said it way too many times this year, but how does 27-08 get so open in front of our own cage? It's another blown coverage, forces Worthington to make a big save right there, and then a bunch of hacking and whacking. There you see the shot in front, big pad save by Worthington. And then the Admirals do a good job of collapsing, tying up sticks there, allowing Worthington to cover that one up.
9:09 left in period 2. Let's see if that sparks a little bit of emotion from the Admirals bench. They lose a defensive zone faceoff, and Worthington has to make the save. McDougall turns it over behind the net, and Hebert picks it up and starts it for Pap. Right off of his stick at the blue line. He'll try to glove it out to the neutral zone, and at the center ice red line, Greensboro tries to work back the opposite direction. Biondi for Skelly, Now back to Biondi, near side top circle, walks to the blue line. Off a skate of Florent and backhanded by McDougall to an open area. Hebert pokes it. Florent joins the play. It's onside, just barely, says Mark Dungan. And through the neutral zone comes Greensboro. Denis Gore, near circle. Toe drag is not effective on the defensive stick of Braden Engum. He'll send it up the near wall and continued out by Florent for Pap. Pap 2-on-2 with Hebert. Fires off the knob of the stick of Nikita Kwap, and the rebound out to the neutral zone for Denis Gore to drop it onto the stick of Noah Delmas. And it's rimmed around the boards near side to far. Weiss for Nelson. Back to Weiss in the far corner, pressured by Drake. Nelson supporting. Good stick from Musser. He'll try to start the breakout from below the goal line. Backhander into the middle dangerously, but it finds Jaden Dureau. Stripped of possession from behind, but Hebert is there to clean up the garbage at the blue line.
Fans are getting restless, Nick. They want something to get on their feet about here.
All this with 7.5 left in period 2. It's cleared out. Not going to be enough for an icing call. Rimmed hard around the boards up the near glass. Out to the neutral zone, and Weiss sends it into Admiral territory in the near corner. Musser for Savenkov, and now Reifenberger. Reifenberger working 1-on-3, just has to dump it into the far corner. Dureau patiently waiting on the near side, trying to pick off that pass, and a pinch from Engum bleeds out a 2-on-1. Magnuson, good defensive play, forcing a bad shot off the left pad of Worthington, and Engum clears it to the neutral zone, but under Gargoyle possession.
Well, Greensboro's reading the book. The Admirals keep flying the zone, and those passes aren't working. Defensemen are picking it off. Got to make some sort of adjustment here. It's like banging your head off a wall. Trying to enter a locked door. Got to find another door here.
Savenkov for Engum jumping up in the play. Engum dumps it in as the Admirals complete a wholesale line change. McDougall back at his defensive blue line, not allowing a quick up for Smith. It is deflected off the stick of Smith, though, and Musser skate to stick for Nathan Knoll. Jack O'Leary unable to get his body turned to see that pass coming from Musser, but it does find O'Leary's stick. Trying to find Chase Yoder, and back come the Greensboro Gargoyles with possession. Greg Smith to the far side. Ryan Richardson knocked off the play. O'Leary with a saucer pass to McDougall. McDougall one-hands it in. He'll supply some forecheck pressure at the near goal line. Yoder back defensively. Holds the line for a moment as McDougall works to get back. Knoll using his body as a shield. Taken down to the ice as it started by Drake for Chase Yoder. Drake again joins the play. Yoder dumps it off the boards. Yoder sends it off a chest protector of Kwap. Pat from the far circle tries to force it cross ice to Jack O'Leary, and it's picked off with 5:10 remaining in period 2. Norfolk trailing 3-1. Magnuson intercepts that pass up the near side. Florent dumps it far side corner for Grant Hebert. Hebert splits the Admirals' defense, and that about sums up the second period that the Admirals have had through the first 15 minutes. Up the wall, Christoph Papp tries to gain entry. Stood up by two Gargoyles, and it's sent right back through the neutral zone. Jordan Byro over the blue line. Tian Rask works it around the perimeter, cuts to the middle, left at the blue line, stays onside. Montgomery holds it. Taking a deflection to the far corner. Drops down to the ice legally. There is no high stick. A battle for possession. It comes away under the stick of Brady Florent and Christoph Papp. Grant Hebert joins the play. 2-on-1 potentially. Hebert tries to go back door to Florent. And a good back check from Greensboro. Starts it the other way on a transition. Up the near wall. Christoph Papp getting back to start it up for Hebert, as now Hebert and Papp are out there at the end of an extended shift. 4 minutes remaining in period 2. This one deflected by Andre Sutter. That allows the Admirals to complete their line change. Nikita Kwap comes out of his net to start the breakout. Up the far wall, Greensboro works towards Admiral territory. Wide of the net of Alex Worthington, and it bounces along the goal line. Cleared up the near wall through Dureau. Greensboro will work back with possession to their defensive end, held by Trevor Zins.
Like a game of slap puck right now. Admirals can't maintain any possession here, just slapping it away.
Musser defensively with Reifenberger, trying to start it up the left wing wall. Rim back to the corner. And Josh McDougall looks for an outlet. Reifenberger starting a 3-on-2. Left wing Dureau bounces over his stick, and it goes off a skate of Noah Delmas, stopping the 3-on-2 as Reifenberger lays a hit behind the net on Skelly. Admirals in the middle of a line change as this one is deflected into the Greensboro bench and out of play. 2:58 left in period 2. Final media timeout of the middle period here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Yoder wins the face-off at center ice with 2:55 remaining in period 2. Norfolk trailing 3-1. Started right through the middle of the ice for O'Leary. It's knocked away from him at the last moment by Braden Doyle. Admirals hold it in for a moment. McDougall pinches in. Crane getting back defensively. Off the stick of Nelson, and Yoder sends it off his shin pads back deep into Admiral territory. Thrown out in front. Crane is there in the slot. He can't clear the zone, though, as Montgomery holds the line. Cuts between Yoder and O'Leary, but it's stripped away by Crane. O'Leary over the offensive blue line. Deflected away by Doyle, and out back to the neutral zone. Crane with a skating lane down the right wing into the circle, drops it. Musser joining the play, his shot blocked. And Drake has it in the neutral zone for O'Leary back covering for his captain, getting a line change, bringing Engum back out onto the ice. 2 minutes left in period 2. Drake dispossessed in the near side corner. Weiss tries to throw it through the middle. It's knocked down by Yoder, and Florent dumps it cross corner to the far side. 1:45 left in period 2. Logan Nelson dumps it far side corner to Braden Engum. Engum has it go off of Nelson's stick, and Worthington had to be ready with the left-handed catching glove as the breakout had nothing going on it with 94 seconds left in period 2. We've dropped brand new Admirals merch, including t-shirts, hoodies, jerseys, and hats. Visit our merch stand outside Gate 14 during games or visit our website to shop our online store today and get geared up for the season. Face off near side circle, glove hand side of Worthington in the Admirals defensive zone. Florent, Hebert, and Pap out with Drake and Engum. Loose puck on the face-off. It comes back to the glove hand of Worthington. We'll do it all over again with 90 seconds remaining in period 2.
Shot counter, Nick, is continuing to tickle farther and farther away in Norfolk's favor. 22-12. Once again, just an extremely low shot total for this Admiral team through almost 2 full periods.
Right now, Greensboro out shooting Norfolk 11-5 in the second period. Greensboro out shooting the Admirals in the first period 9-7 as well. Back the other way come the Admirals off the defensive zone face-off win. Pap in the far corner, stops up away from pressure, falls down in the corner, but he gets it to Magnuson, who pinches in. Pap back on his feet, can't settle a bouncing puck. And Ryan Richardson clears it to the blue line, not out. High slot, Hebert, far circle, Pap. Stick handling to the corner with 1 minute remaining in the period. Pass through the high slot as Hebert was the intended target. Greensboro transitions and dumps to the far corner. Magnuson, a hard rim up the near side wall. Florent can't get to it in the neutral zone. Sent back over the blue line. It is onside, but Pap gives it away in the neutral zone. And again, a bouncing puck finds its way under the stick of Brady Florent. Hebert to the high slot. Hebert toe drag, can't get the shot on goal. Engum, blue line. This one goes right in on goal, and it's into the Gargoyle logo of Nikita Kwap. Do what Braden Engum just did if you're the Admirals. Just put the puck on net. Start from there, huh, Brad Jones?
I mean, no shot's a bad shot. You gotta start somewhere.
.27 seconds left in period 2. 3-1 lead for the Gargoyles. Start of a 3-game home-and-home series. The Admirals will hit the road tomorrow for a set of road games at the First Horizon Coliseum in North Carolina on Friday and Saturday. Engum up the far wall for Musser. He'll chip it in with only 8 seconds left in period 2. Musser joining the forecheck, knocked right down to the ice by Montgomery. And that'll be it for period 2. The Admirals head into the locker room trailing 3-1. We'll be back for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show as the Admirals try to regroup at the end of 2, trailing 3-1 on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia Beach, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
And it's Andy's 27th birthday, so make some noise for him. Shot number one, it's in the net.
Back inside Scope Arena as the Admirals currently trail the Greensboro Gargoyles by a score of 3-1 after 40 minutes of play here at Scope Arena. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right here for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. Admirals currently trailing the Gargoyles 3-1 in the conclusion of their 6-game homestand. Very deflated, I'll say, for that second period for the Admirals. Just not a lot of spark, not a lot of emotion in that second period.
Yeah, we thought the two scoring chances, the opening shift, that things were going to kind of trend in the positive direction, but they only had, 5 shots, I think 5 or 6 shots that period, but just not much else after that opening shift. And really, it's a Jekyll and Hyde kind of feeling right now. We've seen some games where, win or lose, at least the offense has been exciting for this Admirals team, and maybe a lack of defensive coverage has cost this team some games. But dating back to Saturday's game against Fort Wayne, much the same feel where it feels like we're skating through molasses and just turning pucks over. Way too many turnovers for the Admirals in this period. Just not creating the offense we're accustomed to seeing on this team, and especially that energy we talk about and the speed and pace that this team plays with. Just it seems to be misfiring here tonight.
You mentioned it. Norfolk only getting 6 shots in that second period. Greensboro outshooting them 13-6 in that second period alone. Greensboro, I believe, eclipsing that 25-shot mark. If not, they're close to that 25-shot mark. Norfolk with only about 12 or 13 shots throughout periods 1 and 2. I mean, what is Worthington going to do? He's being left out to dry just a little bit there. He's dealing with the turnover in that far corner, and he's made some good left pad saves, but we're just waiting for a spark of some kind from this Admirals team right now.
I mean, 2 of the goals were off turnovers and leaving guys all alone in front of your goaltender. Like, you got to give them a chance to make a save, and this kind of feels like early in the season when Worthy was giving the team a chance and there was just no offensive support. I think it was 1.5 goals for per game was the support he was getting in the first about 8 starts he had on the season, and it kind of feels very similar to that here tonight. There's no offensive output on the other end, and much like we said of Christian Propp on Saturday, he gave the team a chance. It was a 2-1 hockey game. Like the Ads had, he gave the Ads a chance to try to come back in that game, and very similar feeling. This game's far from out of reach on the scoreboard, but the Admirals are going to have to play much, much better in the third period to have a chance. If you're going to play like that again, the way the first 2 periods went, then there's a reason it's a 1-20 record when trailing after 2 periods.
It's definitely one of those control the controllable environments. You make those crisp passes, you play with a little bit of extra emotion. You're only down by 2. You mentioned it, Brad. This game is not out of reach. It's just a matter of how the Admirals come out of the locker room to start the third period. When we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network, it'll be more of the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show.
In business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
the Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
And we welcome you back inside Scope Arena here for the continuation of the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show as the Admirals head into the locker room after 40 minutes of play looking for some sort of spark, trailing the Greensboro Gargoyles by a score of 3-1. We'll take a look around the ECHL for some updated standings. We'll start in the North Division. The Wheeling Nailers have been caught by the Adirondack Thunder. Almost identical records, 30 wins, 13 regulation losses, and realistically 5 overtime or shootout losses, so 65 points apiece for Wheeling and Adirondack at the top of the North Division standings. And then a tight race for that number 3 spot, the Maine Mariners with 59 points, and the Reading Royals in the number 4 spot with 57 points. The Worcester Railers just 2 points ahead of the Trois-Rivières Lions, trying to battle out for that first position out of the playoffs, trying to catch the Reading Royals. The Trois-Rivières Lions, the defending Kelly Cup champions, 10 points ahead of the Norfolk Admirals. 19-27, 2-0 record are the Admirals. They have not participated in a shootout at all this season. So no shootout wins or losses for the Admirals. And then the Greensboro Gargoyles for 32 points in their first season in the ECHL. We'll stay in the Eastern Conference and take a look at the South Division standings. The Florida Everblades going back and forth with the Atlanta Gladiators for that number 1 spot. Atlanta with 1 game in hand. A 33-13, 2-1 record for 69 points, trailing the Florida Everblades, who have a 31-11, 6-2 record for 70 points on the season. Right now, Florida's on a 7-game point earning streak, 5 wins, 1 overtime loss, and 1 shootout loss in their last 7 games. Atlanta, South Carolina, and Savannah make up the final 3 playoff spots out of the South Division. Greenville in the first spot out at 48 points. The Orlando Solar Bears at 45 points. And the Jacksonville Icemen at 43 points. That Orlando Solar Bears team currently on a 5-game losing streak, trying to get back in the South Division standings race. Now we'll head to the Central Division. The Fort Wayne Comets were just here at Scope Arena for the first time ever. And they came away with 2 wins and an overtime loss, so they picked up 5 out of 6 possible points on their road trip. They're currently against the number 1 team in the North Division, the Wheeling Nailers, but Fort Wayne in the number 1 spot in the Central Division for 66 points, a 29-13, 8-0 record through 50 games played. Being chased very closely by the Toledo Walleye, just 2 points behind at 64 points. And they have a bit of a gap between them and the number 3 and 4 teams. The Indy Fuel with 55 points and the Bloomington Bison with 54 points. And out of the playoff spots right now, the Kalamazoo Wings, the Cincinnati Cyclones, and the Iowa Heartlanders. In that Fort Wayne Comets team, a 6-game point earning streak of their own. As mentioned, they got the overtime loss here at Scope Arena against the Admirals. They're 5-0-1-0 in their last 6 games on that point earning streak. And we'll now head out to the Mountain Division as you take a look at the next opponent for the Admirals. Following this 3-game set against the Greensboro Gargoyles, we'll host the Idaho Steelheads, who currently sit in the number 2 spot in the Mountain Division. Everybody in the league is chasing the Kansas City Mavericks, currently on an 11-game winning streak, 48 1-1 record for 82 points. 10-0 in their last 10, again on that 11-game winning streak. The Idaho Steelheads currently on a 2-game losing streak, 5-4-1-0 in their last 10. 12 points behind the Kansas City Mavericks, but they are 11 points ahead of the Allen Americans. And the Tahoe Night Monsters have that last playoff spot for 57 points. And then out of the playoffs right now, Wichita, Rapid City, Utah, who will become the Trenton Ironhawks next season in the North Division, and the Tulsa Oilers at the bottom of the Mountain Division. We'll wrap up with a quick look at some out-of-town scores around the North Division specifically to wrap up our Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. Adirondack has pulled ahead 3-2 at the end of their second period of play against the Reading Royals. And as mentioned, the Fort Wayne Comets continuing their eastern road swing. They have a 4-2 lead over the Wheeling Nailers at West Banco Arena there in the panhandle of West Virginia. And in our North Division matchup, Greensboro has the 3-1 lead over the Admirals. And just at the conclusion of period 2, the Manitoba Moose and Grand Rapids Griffins are tied at 2 with less than a minute remaining in their second period. This has been the Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. When we come back, it'll be the Michelob Ultra Zero third period as the Admirals try to come from behind, trailing 3-1 to the Greensboro Gargoyles on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward, that spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
Ready to start the Michelob Ultra Zero third period as the Admirals trail the Gargoyles after 40 minutes of play. 3-1 in the conclusion of the 6-game homestand. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Brad, it's quite simple. Who's going to spark this team and lead the comeback here against the Gargoyles? Somebody has to drag this team into the fight.
Yeah, not much more to say than that, Nick. Make a big hit, block, good defensive play, score a goal. Like, I thought Yodes' goal in the first period was kind of going to be that catalyst, but it hasn't worked out that way so far. Someone's got to do something to drive the bus here.
Greensboro will deflect it down onside. Magnuson with a good defensive stand. Lost the puck in the far circle. Worthington with the save. Rebound on the near side. Stuff attempt goes wide, as Blake Biondi couldn't get the wraparound on the net frame. Montgomery from the far circle through the far corner of David Gagnon. Yoder starts it for Magnuson. His pass takes a deflection, stays onside at the blue line, but it finds the stick of Brody Crane working over the blue line. Crane lost it, but it comes to O'Leary. Back to Crane, who scores!
Beautiful passing right there, connected, right? We talked about the missed passes. Springs O'Leary and Crane on the 2-on-1 and a good feed from Jack O'Leary. Nice move on the rush from Crane through neutral ice, bumps it to O'Leary. Great quick pass back, and Brody Crane shot ready. Gets that one off right away for his 5th goal of the season.
Misfortune for the Gargoyles as that one was deflected off the stick of Brody Crane. Came right onto the waiting stick of Jack O'Leary. Less than a minute into the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. The Admirals have a heartbeat at the start of the third period. Nikita Quap with a heavy rebound, and it comes to the outside of the near net. And Florent will watch Quap cover it up with 19:01 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period.
Go back to that word we used last week, create a little chaos here. If you're the Admirals, as you see that bouncer on Klopp again. We said in the first period, Nick, he hasn't seemed overly comfortable. Seems like he's fighting pucks. The Admirals just haven't put enough rubber on him here. So create that chaos in and around Nikita Klopp.
Coastal cocktail goal. Scoring his 5th of the season and first as an Admiral, number 6, Brody Crane. Assist from number 9, Jack O'Leary. At 46 seconds of the third period. Crane from O'Leary at 46 seconds of the third period.
Well, now that turns into a building block. How do the Admirals build on the opening goal of the period? They still trail 3-2. How do you build on that energy and momentum and don't let it wander off into the sunset? Carson Musser from an Admirals defensive zone faceoff win, picked up by Greensboro in the far corner. Musser battling to get possession back on the far boards, and he finds Christoph Papp down the wall. He'll dump it in at the center ice red line, chasing it into the far corner himself. Florent coming in supporting, pops out to the near corner. Josh McDougall pinching in. Reifenberger is out there. Now Florent moves it through the corner, trying to find Pap. Picked up by Weiss, who's back defensively, starting the breakout. Good pinch from Braden Engum, not allowing an easy breakout. Reifenberger back defensively to make this a 2-on-2. McDougall with the active defensive stick, stopping the offensive threat for Greensboro. Weiss is in on the forecheck. Engum tripped up by Weiss right in front of the referee, and that's not the first penalty of the game for Greensboro. No, Gargoyles back on the transition. It is onside, says Mark Dungan. Shot blocked away by Reifenberger, and the puck finds its way to the neutral zone. Norfolk should be on their first power play of the evening. But we stay 5-on-5 with 17:40 left in the third period. Rimmed around the boards by the Gargoyles. Engum sends it off the near wall. Dureau backhands for Nathan Knoll. Knoll rims it around the boards off a shin pad of Skelly as Drake came sliding into the fray. And back comes Greensboro through the neutral zone, 3-on-4. Ryan Richardson dumps it in, taking a hit from Drake. Back to the near side corner for Anthony Rinaldi to the blue line. Now high slot, Richardson into the left-handed catching glove of Alex Worthington with 17:04 remaining in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Whether you're celebrating a win or bouncing back from a tough game, remember you can always win at Beam Light Sauna. Experience the benefits of infrared saunas and light therapy. Detoxify, recover, and recharge. Visit beamlightsauna.com to book your session today. 3 minutes gone in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. The Admirals have life as Brody Crane's first as an Admiral. Has Norfolk on the board in this third period, trailing by 1. It's a 3-2 lead for Greensboro. O'Leary backdoor looking for Crane again on that far post, and this time it bounced over his stick. And the Gargoyles will gain center ice red and dump it in with 16:42 remaining in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Musser up the wall. Crane, good stretch pass off the backhand of Yoder, and he has to chase it to the corner. Yoder takes a bump as O'Leary sends it towards the front of the net. Pap, fresh off the bench, couldn't get to the high slot in time. Yoder comes back over the blue line. O'Leary has a play in front, but it bounces over his stick again. Now there's a Gargoyle down on the ice covering the puck.
Quap going at it in front with Pap.
Pap shoves Quap.
Well, Quap gave him a few whacks too, and then Pap has responded.
They'll separate in front of the net as the puck is still caught on the boards on the near side corner.
It's like a rugby scrum.
Now it comes to Christoph Pap from below the goal line. As now it's a 2-on-2 wrestling match on the near side corner. Comes out in front as O'Leary finally comes away from the battle with Artem Borshov. No penalties called from that scrum on the near side as Worthington comes out of his net to steer it up the near wall, right onto the stick of Christoph Pap. Pap working through the trapezoid to the far corner. Cycles for Florent. Stripped of possession, and through the legs of Hebert on the breakout comes to the neutral zone for David Drake. Engum rims it in. Through Quap, the far side. Handled by Denis Gore. Dureau on the forecheck. Breakout for Greensboro, successful over the center ice red line. 5 minutes gone in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Drake off the near wall through Florent. Montgomery off the near wall. Newell taking space through the neutral zone. Trying to find Weiss. Stays onside on the dump in. Florent gets to a rolling puck and he skitters it out to the neutral zone. Montgomery a quick up down the near side wall for Newell. Newell kept to the outside beautifully by David Drake, not allowing him to get to the center of the defensive zone, and a long-range blue line shot goes into the left-handed catching glove of Alex Worthington with 14:27 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period.
Well, some good offensive zone pressure, Nick, from the Admirals after that Brody Crane goal, and got to keep pushing here. No choice for the Admirals. Got plenty of time here in this period, but don't let it slip away. Take advantage of it and try to dominate this third period.
Gargoyles win an offensive zone face-off. Duro interfered with, and finally Norfolk gets gifted. And now Greensboro trying to protest the dive. I don't know how you can do that. Cut right into the way of Jaden Duro. Clear-cut interference with 14:22 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. It's the first New Horizon Bank power play of the evening for the Admirals.
Well, and if you're Norfolk, Nick, you got to take advantage of this power play. We talked about it in our keys to the game. Having that attacking mindset, I think it's going to play on the power play. This is the first chance the Admirals have had to do it. 19th on the power play. The power play's been heating up a little bit for Norfolk, 17.9% on the season, but this penalty kill for Greensboro pretty solid at 81.6%.
Admirals win the offensive zone face-off. A rolling puck finds its way to Josh McDougall. His shot from the blue line goes off the blocker hand of Nikita Kwap. Rimmed back up to the blue line. McDougall walks to the middle. Far side, Jack O'Leary walks into the circle. O'Leary for Hebert. McDougall, blue line, shot deflected wide to the far side. Florent was there in front, and Greensboro clears the loose change down the ice.
You can already see, we talk about the adjustments from the first three-game set with Greensboro and their aggression, using that bumper there in the middle to Hebert right off the beginning, and then McDougall not even trying to screw around with it up top. As the Admirals going for a bit of a shooting power play here. Get it up top, put guys in front of the net, and fire the biscuit.
Duro harassed as he comes over the offensive blue line, and Florent has to dump it to McDougall back in the neutral zone. Hebert back to McDougall at the Admirals blue line. O'Leary is the drop option. He'll pick up that puck with speed. Turbo, as Jonesy calls him, leaves it for Florent. Duro drops. Hebert. Duro near circle. Back door. He can't take the shot. And finally, he sends it on goal. If Duro lets it rip, it's a tie game.
I thought he was going to tee that thing up like Rory McIlroy on the 18th of the Masters, but double clutches and tries to make the pass. And that's kind of been the story of the night, Nick, was the overpassing of this team. I mean, even if that pass gets through the first layer, Florent's covered the whole way back door.
Oh, credit to the Greensboro goaltender.
Words are hard.
The Greensboro goaltender, Nikita Kwap, he didn't bite overly too much on that pass to the near side. He was square to the puck the whole way, but Duro making it a little bit too easy for the Gargoyle netminder to stay with the play. Now 44 seconds left on this New Horizon Bank power play, the first of the game for the Admirals, and the entry is a no-go. Back down to Admiral territory for Worthington to leave it for Engum. Engum through the neutral zone has a skating lane down the left wall. Engum holds it around the perimeter, looks to the top of the zone. Yoder walks, fires, pad save. Knoll can't elevate it on the blue paint.
He's out there for one reason, to be in front of the net, and he's right where he's supposed to be, and it came to him. A great job by Knoll to find that rebound, but just unable to put it home.
Yoder working back down the near side wall, cuts at the circle towards the boards, works to the top of the zone. Far side, Crane walks in. Knoll near circle, no option. Back to full and even strength at the end of the power play. Knoll to the far blue line. Admirals with four forwards out there. Crane's shot deflected by Papp. And now the Admirals will get Musser out on the ice to make it three forwards and two defensemen. Yoder's pass across the ice is intercepted, and Greensboro makes a three-player line change. Yoder dispossessed at the blue line by Nelson as Savenkov gets back to restart for Reifenberger. Reifenberger shot over the crossbar. 11:50 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Norfolk trailing by 1. From the near circle, falling down to the ice was Logan Nelson, getting it back to Admiral territory. Musser up the wall. Andre Sutter leaves it for Reifenberger. Reifenberger falls down to his knees, gets back onto his feet. McDougall fresh off the bench. McDougall backhand Sutter! What a left-handed snag by Kwap! Left-handed glove save of larcenous proportions for the Greensboro netminder, preserving the Greensboro 3-2 lead. 11:23 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Taking one more look at Kwap's glove save to preserve a Greensboro one-goal lead here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
11:23 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Norfolk with an offensive zone faceoff, trailing by 1. Controlled by Greensboro out of the far side circle. And chipped to the safety of the neutral zone. And McDougal back in his own defensive end. Sends it geometrically up the near wall for Brady Florent. Intercepted by Greensboro, knocked out of the air. Transition for the Gargoyles. Off the left pad of Worthington. He makes the rebound save as well. Blake Biondi trying to throw it in front, intercepted by Norfolk. Hebert up the near side wall for Christoph Papp. McDougal joins the play, making it a 3-on-3. Papp drops it for McDougal. Near circle shot towards the front, looking for a deflection. Goes over the stick of Brady Florent, and here comes Greensboro on a 3-on-2 transition. Near side Biondi to the high slot. The back pass is too far away, and onto the stick of Brody Crane. Crane using his speed down the far wall, cuts to the corner. Off the skate blade of Nikita Kwap, and to the near side corner it goes, deflected to the neutral zone.
Crane's got some wheels. If he gets his feet moving, he's got a good jolt of speed, much like we see out of Chase Yoder.
O'Leary over the blue line, trying to find Yoder on the back door. One-timer on the far side from Crane, gets blocked in front. And a transition up the near wall finds the stick of Braden Engum back in Admiral territory. Restarted for Musser. Musser skates down the far wall in front of the team benches. He's stood up at the Gargoyle blue line by Ryan Richardson and back onto the stick of David Drake for Brody Crane. Crane with the most recent goal for the Admirals, bringing them back within 1 at the start of this period. 9:43 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Norfolk trails by 1. Magnuson trying to find Drake supporting, finds O'Leary onto the stick of Yoder, the other goal scorer, started the goal scoring in this game. Yoder, near corner in the offensive zone from the trapezoid, below the goal line, up to the blue line, Drake. In between Yoder and Magnuson, that's O'Leary rather, as Magnuson fires a one-timer that's wide. Drake walks down the wall. Dureau towards the front of the net. Drake comes into the mixer. Loose at the top of the blue paint. Puck migrates to the far corner. Dureau's there first. Magnuson walks near side blue line. O'Leary to the corner. Drake, the defenseman, in there. Towards the front. Yoder rips it on goal, and it's into the glove hand of Nikita Kwap. Corrals it on his left pad with 8:59 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. That'll take us to our second media timeout of the third period with 8:59 remaining as the Admirals pull within 1. They still trail the Gargoyles 3-2 here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
8:59 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Norfolk trailing 3-2. Brody Crane's first as an Admiral, assisted by Jack O'Leary. Pulls the Admirals within one. Just 45 seconds into the third period, 2-on-1 transition for Greensboro. Worthington with a big save off the paddle, and the rebound cleared through the crease to the near side boards. Newell in the trapezoid in the Admirals' defensive end. 8:35 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. 3-2 lead for Greensboro. Florent moves it onto the stick of McDougal, who goes back behind his net for Braden Engum. Chipped out by Pap for Brady Florent. Finds Grant Hebert over the blue line, lost possession just as he gained entry. Greensboro works on the transition down the near side wall through the legs of Musser. Magnuson back supporting, rimmed around the boards to the far side. Pap shadowing at the blue line, so no shot on goal, and it's deflected over the glass into the stands, and someone will go home tonight with a souvenir frozen vulcanized rubber disc with 8:05 remaining in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period.
I'd like to see, Nick, this Admirals top line get back to working low in this zone, playing below the goal line, working those low to high plays that we've seen so many good things out of them for. They're pulling up a lot right inside the blue line and forcing passes tonight that have led to a lot of turnovers. They got to get back to what's been successful for the collective trio.
Gargoyles have the puck in the offensive zone, knocked away. Musser, the defenseman, joining the forecheck efforts. He'll retreat back to his defensive position as the Gargoyles chip it off the near side boards. Held in at the blue line by Brody Crane. Greensboro bench disagrees, but nonetheless it'll be sent all the way down. There is no icing. Well, Musser moves it up the near wall for Magnuson. Continued down the right wing, intended for O'Leary. It's intercepted by Borshov. Dumped right back onto the stick of Brody Crane. One too many stick handles. Luckily, Musser and Magnuson are there to bail him out on the breakout. To the right wing, O'Leary. Onside for Crane. Finds Yoder supporting. Knocked away from Yoder to the near side corner. Trying to find O'Leary cutting to the net. Intercepted by Greensboro. And Delmas starts it through the neutral zone. David Gagnon dumps it in. Heads to the bench for a Greensboro line change. 7 minutes remaining in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Norfolk trailing by 1. Up the far wall, Dureau skates into it. Dureau towards the net. His shot goes wide of the near post. Engum holds the line. Back to Dureau at the hash marks. Behind the net, Knoll has Sutter out in front. Knoll moves it to the blue line. Tried to anyways. And it's intercepted, pushed down the far side wall with speed from Anthony Rinaldi. His shot fought off by Worthington with 6:38 remaining in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. To the blue line. Braden Doyle. Spinorama shot blocked away. Andre Sutter dropped it back to nobody. And Doyle restarts for Greensboro. Richardson rips one off the face mask of Worthington over the glass and out of play with 6:21 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Admirals fans, we've got a new home for our live audio broadcast. If you're joining us on the free FloHockey audio or video stream on YouTube, head on over to the Admirals YouTube page. You can listen to free Norfolk Admirals game audio on YouTube as we have transitioned away from Mixlr. Just head to @Norfolk Admirals Hockey on YouTube, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Same great calls, now easier than ever, live on YouTube. 6:21 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Face-off near side circle. Admirals win a D-zone face-off. Sutter moves it behind the net for Musser. Back to the near side for Andre Sutter. Shot blocked away by his opposite number 22, Artem Borshov. Chip to the blue line and out the rest of the way. Partial 2-on-1 develops for Greensboro. McDougal gets back, ties up his man in front of the net. Tries to chip it up the far wall. Greensboro comes away with it from the high slot. Good left kick save by Worthington on the one-timer from the high slot. Dureau strips possession away and drops it back for Josh McDougal to give it right back to Dureau down the right wing wall. Dureau, a stutter step over the blue line doesn't work, so he has to dump it in with 5.5 remaining in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. A puck will skitter all the way down onto the stick of Will Magnuson in the Admirals defensive end. Geometrically off the near side wall for Grant Hebert. battling with a pair of white jerseys into the near corner. Florent supporting, rolls too far away, and Weiss looks for an outlet all the way down the ice. It will not have legs for an icing call. Engum battling in the near corner, comes away with possession, makes some space for himself as it's cleared out by Norfolk. Right back to the neutral zone and right back into Admiral territory. Hard rim around the near side boards. Weiss gets to it as we have reached the final five presented by Centera as of now. Norfolk still trailing by 1. Backhanded right into the midsection of Doyle by Papp, and Weiss, needing a line change, dumps it onto the stick of David Drake. Musser through center over the blue for Florent. Florent, his shot blocked away to the blue line. Hebert rips one, save made. Quap doesn't yield a rebound as Musser and Montgomery shove each other in front of the Gargoyle net with 4:33 remaining in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. We'll step aside for the final time here in regulation as Norfolk trails Greensboro 3-2 on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Centera, we improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans, all for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera, improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no break to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
.433 remaining in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Norfolk trailing by 1. They have an offensive zone face-off. It's controlled by Greensboro, though, and skated down the near side by Braden Doyle. Right onto the stick of Musser. He'll clear it to the neutral zone, but it's sent right back in by David Gagnon. Drake rims it up the near side for the Admirals. Captain Carson Musser continued up the wall through O'Leary with 4:10 remaining in regulation. Norfolk trailing by 1. They'll try to work out of their defensive end again. Straight through the middle over the stick of Yoder. Dumped back in by Greensboro. Worthington comes out of his net to play it in the trapezoid. Dumps it to the near corner through Drake for O'Leary. O'Leary working through the neutral zone, starting a 3-on-2. Crane, left wing, towards the front. Paddle save made by Quap. Trying to get the rebound out in front. Quap with good rebound control sent it to the corner. McDougal pinches at the blue line, gets possession back in the Admirals' defensive zone for Engum. Trying to find McDougal up the right wing. O'Leary dumps it in. Yoder chases, leaves it for O'Leary. High zone play at the blue line. Engum holds it, rims it behind Brody Crane. Too far behind Crane, and Trevor Zins sends it out. Possible 3-on-2 for Greensboro. Far side now near. Weiss backdoor. Good back check from Chase Yoder. And Engum starts it up the far wall for Christoph Papp. Papp will chase it into the corner. Dumps it back, Hebert. Lost the handle on it. And Skelly starts it for Greensboro. He'll dump it at the red line, no icing. Inside of 3 to go in regulation. Magnuson comes together with Logan Nelson. Up the near half wall. Florent into the middle, can't clear it out. Weiss dumps it back to the near corner through Nelson. Magnuson with an opportunity to reverse for McDougal. Back to Magnuson in the far corner. McDougal from the near circle. Straight through the middle. Onto the backhand of Florent. Can't find a streaking Hebert and comes back out to the neutral zone with 2.5 left in the third. We'll see how aggressive Jeff Carr wants to be with pulling Alex Worthington trailing by 1. Musser at the red line. Near side Florent. Can't get it deep. Drake back to his defensive end, no icing. Admirals do still have the timeout in their back pocket. Florent from the neutral zone. On for Jaden Dureau. Works to the center ice red line, dumps it in. Worthington stays in the net with 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Norfolk trailing 3-2. Rimmed up the far wall. Florent back on the back check. Dumped the rest of the way towards Admirals' goal line. Not enough for an icing call. 1:45 left in regulation. Up the wall for Dureau. Tries to find Savenkov. Joining the rush on the far side with Nathan Knoll. Greensboro outnumbers, and the breakaway pass is knocked out of the air by Josh McDougall. It's a delayed offside. Admirals, with only 90 seconds left in regulation, got to go north. Knoll settling a bouncing puck at the red line. He'll dump it in. Worthington looking for direction. He'll sprint to the bench as it goes over the glass and out of play with 1:19 remaining in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. The faceoff is going to stay in the offensive zone. Are we going to take a timeout?
Have to assume Coach Carr is going to use his hair. He had between Knoll and Savenkov a combined 2 goals out there. He kind of tied the game. Probably going to go more offensive line, and there's the signal from Chase Yoder on the timeout.
We'll take a look at our upcoming home games. You can get ready for more hard-hitting hockey at Scope Arena. Your Norfolk Admirals are back home for a huge stretch of games, bringing fast-paced action, big hits, and can't-miss moments to the ice. Visit our website to see our full 2025-26 schedule as we get set to host a trio of games against the Idaho Steelheads. It's a winning Wednesday, a week from today, country night on Friday, and then our Guns N' Hoses game on March 7th against the Idaho Steelheads.
I would say we should bring the cowboy hats for that, but I don't think headsets would fit over those.
Well, you put the cowboy hat on over the headset. So here's the situation. Greensboro has a 3-2 lead with 1:19 left on the clock. The Admirals taking their timeout to get things set. Worthington will stay on the bench for the extra attacker. 6-on-5 on the ice as the Admirals trail by 1. With a $1:19 left in regulation, they'll have an offensive zone faceoff on the far side circle. Yoder, Florent, O'Leary, Hebert, and Papp. 5 forwards out here for the Admirals. McDougall, the lone defenseman. 1:19 on the clock. Norfolk needs 1 to tie. They can't win the offensive zone faceoff. It's rimmed hard around the near side boards. McDougall pinches in at the blue line to hold it down low for Yoder. Yoder in front. Hebert fires. Blocker save made by Klopp, and he'll pounce on the rebound with $1:09 remaining in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period.
Got to win those draws, but if you're not going to win them, you got to get guys jumping towards those loose pucks right away. Nick got lucky. Good step by Josh McDougall to keep that puck in. Too much time for Greensboro to try to hard rim that thing out of the zone.
The only change on the line, Dureau is out in place of Jack O'Leary at the blue line with McDougall. Near side circle face-off. Greensboro pushes it to the corner. Montgomery rims it around the far boards. McDougall holds it. Down low in the far corner, Papp. Hebert, far circle. Dispossessed. It rolls to the high slot. Montgomery gets to it. Sends it the length of the ice, just shy of the goal line, and Dureau shadowed from behind the net. Looking for any option in a blue jersey. He'll drop it to Christoph Papp with 46 seconds left on the clock. Papp can't gain entry. Florent looking for a drop pass to McDougall. To the left wing they go. Hebert over the blue line. Hebert down the far wall. Backhanded up to the blue line. McDougall has to send it deep. Deflected by Greensboro to the neutral zone. Yoder knocks it down. Has to corral it at the blue line with 28 seconds left.
Got to get puck support. They're just not helping each other right now, Nick.
And that one's deflected at center ice by Greensboro over the glass and out of play. With only 23 seconds on the clock. No idea why Greensboro's protesting for the faceoff to be in Norfolk's defensive zone when they deflected it out at center ice on their defensive half of the red line.
Maybe they're saying that's where the pass originated from. That's the spot. I don't know. I thought we already used our timeout.
We already used our timeout. Unless Greensboro used their timeout.
Like the Fab Five for Michigan right there. We don't have any left.
Puck is down. Greensboro wins it towards the open net. It's wide. This should be an icing call, and it is. 18.8 on the clock. Sheraton Waterside icing against Greensboro.
3 chances with the goalie out, Nick, and we've lost all 3 face-offs. Someone's got to win a big draw here.
It's another face-off in the far circle. This time Yoder's going to take it. 18.8 on the clock. Norfolk needs 1 to tie. Far side circle face-off. Yoder to the far boards. O'Leary. His back pass is intercepted back to the neutral zone with 13 seconds on the clock. Got to go north in a hurry. Florent over the blue line. Drops it. Gets it back in the half wall. Towards the front of the net. Blocked away. Greensboro towards the open net. Goes all the way down the ice with 1.4 seconds left on the clock.
Once again, we're standing flat-footed trying to make plays. We're not playing at that pace and speed that has made us so successful on offense. And can't stop right inside the blue line and try to make a play. You get ganged up on there by the Gargoyles defenders, and it leads to turnovers. We've seen it all night.
So you got to expect that Yoder's just going to throw this towards the front of the net right on the face-off. 1.4 on the clock. And it's 1 to the corner by Greensboro, and they'll take game 1 of this 3-game series. Norfolk concludes their 6-game homestand with a 3-2 loss to the Greensboro Gargoyles. We'll step aside here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network and wrap tonight's game up and get you set for the 2 road games coming up at the First Horizon Coliseum, again against these Greensboro Gargoyles.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete